Okay, so anyway, like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by friggin' Facebook. Okay, um, incisions. Oh, they fill your stomach with air, so it's bigger. They have more room to get around and do what they need to do. Anyway, that causes gas and bloating when you're in the hospital. So post-operatively, the biggest thing in the hospital is to fart. You want to get all that gas and all that air out of your stomach, and to drink some protein. It's not easy and it takes time, and you sip and you sip and you sip. You have to take your time. You have to go slow. There are people that I spoke to that are worried about being nauseous and vomiting post-op. I don't see how that can happen unless you're a glutton, because when you take those sips, boom, you're full. Like when I take a sip of a drink, I feel it go down my esophagus and coat my stomach. Every single time I feel it in my stomach. So knowing you have to remember that your stomach is swollen on the inside, a couple few sips, that's all you need. Wait a few minutes, a couple few sips, and you keep doing it that way. If you do it that way, you're not going to be sick. I felt nausea the first day, but I wasn't sick. I think it was just the whole mental aspect of it. The other thing, your incisions are painful post-op. I mean, basically, you run through. And again, it's 5 tiny little incisions like that. They hurt. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like the bigger you are, maybe the more they have to go through. I don't know, but they go right from the outside right into your stomach, and you're gonna feel it. They use the surgical glue, which holds wonderfully. One big thing I noticed, when I finish a water bottle, I put the cap on it and I squish it down and then tighten the cap so it stays small for recycle. Well, I hold it against myself and I squish it. I couldn't do that because of that top incision. It was a couple of weeks, and then I could squish the bottle against myself again. It's not terrible pain. You do have some pain meds. I didn't take mine because I don't. The scars, like I showed you that one, they're already fading. I'm not even 6 months out yet. That's, I think, the biggest part of really having pain. I remember I couldn't really lay on, I sleep on my back anyway, but like to get cozy, I'd roll to my side. That was uncomfortable. What was uncomfortable was the skin of like my stomach. When you lay on your side, that flesh kind of hangs over. And when I would lay on my side, my stomach leaning, like stretching, it would pull the incisions and that would hurt. So I just stayed laying on my back how I always do. Hello, mama. So as far as incisions go, it's really not that bad. Acid reflux. Some people have an issue with reflux, and I think that's because whether you have a pocket or a bypass or a sleeve, it's so much smaller. With a pocket, your stomach is that big. With a bypass, with a sleeve, it's like this. So depending on what you eat, you might get a little bit. Post-operatively, you're on meds for reflux and to help avoid gallstones. You take it, the one for gallstones you take twice a day. The one for reflux you take once a day. From what I understand, gallstones can develop from dropping weight quickly. So you best believe I do not ever miss that pill. Soft foods. Initially, you're going to be having water. You're going to have your shakes. You're going to, I started hating the shakes. So Sophia's always having those push-up popsicles that come in the plastic. You have to cut the top off. I would wash one out, and I would take my shake and pour it in and put it in the freezer, and I was having protein shake pops. So much easier, especially in the first 1 to 2 weeks post-operatively, because there's not a lot you can eat. It's boring. Like, I'm not just going to have soup. I'm not just going to drink water. You need the protein. The protein is what helps your body grow and stay strong. Protein is the single most important thing that you have to put in your body. That's most important. And your doctor and your nutritionist will give you these numbers like 60, 70, 80 grams of protein a day. And it seems crazy because what am I going to do? Just take like bites of protein powder and wash it down? It's not easy to get all that protein in, but that's the number one thing. Eat your meat first. That's, after. So soft foods. I had pureed black beans. I had scrambled eggs. I had grits. I had some oatmeal. Actually, I waited for grits. I had oatmeal cooked to death because you don't want to cook it half-assed and then have it swell when it gets in your stomach. The foods that they tell you to stay away from, stay away from. I don't even eat pasta anymore. And I'm like the pasta girl. Well, clearly, I was the pasta girl. Although I did make spaghetti and meatballs night before last. I had probably what equaled a forkful. How many grams of protein per shake? It depends on what shakes you get. I was using Lean 25 from GNC, which was cleared through my nutritionist. And I want to say it had 30 grams per shake. They will want you preoperatively to do at least 2 a day. And postoperatively, whatever you can get down. So like I was saying, the pureed black beans. I got so sick of beans. I don't think I've had them since. But I'm like, that's my protein because I wasn't ready for like real solid food. But I'll also say that the rules don't apply to me because at 2 weeks post-op, I ate a grilled cheese with no crust. Don't know how, but I did. I don't think I finished it because I was just sick of not eating anything. It's very frustrating. But the time goes by. And as the saying goes, the time will go by whether you're doing this thing or you're not doing this thing. It didn't feel like forever. There were days where it was more frustrating than others, but it wasn't terrible. And again, you kind of graduate. Like I have the booklet of these are the foods that you should eat post-op. If it was soft and I could have just a little tiny bit, that's what I did, and I felt satisfied. I've never eaten to the point where I feel sick. It doesn't take long. At 4 months, I was eating whatever. I went for this is a 1 or 2 month checkup. I had already been eating out of my range. And what they told me was, if you're tolerating it well, eat whatever you want. Healthily, of course. Oh, and no raw vegetables or fruits in the very beginning. That's another thing that's tough when you're trying to get your protein in. But yeah, she was like, if you're tolerating it, go ahead. And I'm like, well, that's what I've been doing because the rules don't apply to me. But I've been very fortunate. This has been a cakewalk for me. Other than like the 2 days in the hospital and the first couple days at home when I was absolutely exhausted. I watched a whole entire series. I binged because I'm like, I got up and walked because you have to. It's good for you. It helps to prevent blood clots. They make you walk in the hospital as well. I was freaking beat. So I just like crashed for the first week. So, you want to walk around. You want to do what you can. But also when you feel like your body needs rest. This is all about your body and what's best for you. So you have to listen to yourself. You have to trust yourself. I was like, when I took that bite of that grilled cheese, cheese, for my cheese girls and guys and gals, cheese is another good source of protein. It's easy to digest, and you're not eating a ton of it because you can't eat a ton of anything, so it won't bind you up. So cheese is a great savior in the beginning. Cheese sticks, the string cheese, oh my God. Like I went through those like crazy. It's a great way to get that protein in. What else? Has been paused. Move to a better signal. The fucking router's right there. Jesse, are you online? Can you get offline, please? Thank you.